The Atlanta Hawks are less than 24 hours away from making a program-altering trade that could benefit them now and in the future. And in this video, I'm going to break down the rumors around the trades and where the Hawks are in regards to getting a, I would say, all-star level player. Now, breaking this down right now, I'm going to get right into the tweets. Per Mark Stein, or the Stein line, they said, we're likewise still awaiting word on developing trade possibilities that could simply deliver Ingram out of New Orleans to one of two known suitors. They have had ongoing dialogue with both Toronto and Atlanta about acquiring Ingram. Stop! So there you go. It comes down to two people, Toronto and the Atlanta Hawks. Now, to be honest, I don't know why Toronto wants Ingram, especially like the fact that they could get Cooper flagged this year, and getting an expiring Ingram just does not make sense. But hey, if they want him, they want him. Now, the Hawks, we've all known, and I've said this in the past, the Hawks are in on Brandon Ingram. It comes down to a few things, a few factors going forward that I'll read and show you going forward. Now, here we go. Back to the tweet. Also important to remember that New Orleans has to be minded, blah, blah, blah. They're talking about cap and how New Orleans wants to kind of shed cap and be under the luxury tax. But here's the most important at the end. In any scenario where the Pelicans take on future money for Ingram, such as landing the Atlanta Hawks Bogdan Bogdanovic, New Orleans is expected to seek further draft compensation in addition to their high valuation on Ingram as a former All-Star. Here is where it comes down to. The Atlanta Hawks and Bogey and Clint Capella, the Pelicans want something else. Probably I'm guessing a first rounder, probably 2 seconds. Or the Atlanta Hawks could get a third team involved, maybe send Bogey there, maybe have them involve a first round pick. But in order for this to work, the Atlanta Hawks need to either trade Bogey, Clint, and a pick, or Clint a pick and Bogey gets somewhere else, and then someone sends a pick for Bogey. Those are really the two realistic options for this Ingram trade to happen. Now, could it happen? Yes. Will it happen? I don't know. It depends on what teams are interested in and what the Atlanta Hawks have to offer. So the big news of the day is the Ingram trade is still alive, but that's basically what has to happen. Either we have to throw in another pick, including Capella or Bogey, or another team has to be involved that gives the Pelicans something that they want. That's what it comes down to. Now, moving on, some other news around the league, and it's been kind of a quieter day, but there's still been trades coming through. Here is a big one. Kevin Durant is essentially a player still out there. I don't think the Atlanta Hawks are involved, but they could be because of this recent tweet coming out of Kevin Durant's camp that basically says, all momentum on Kevin Durant traded to Golden State is gone. Kevin Durant simply does not want to go back to Golden State. He preferred to stay in Phoenix. So because of that, Kevin Durant to Golden State is dead. And I think Kevin Durant to Atlanta is still a possibility. I'm just saying. I know people are going to hate on that, but that's still a possibility. Now, another big time, I would say, wave, more specifically for Atlanta Hawks, is the interest that the Cleveland Cavaliers have in DeAndre Hunter. Now, essentially, there's been multiple sources and multiple tweets that come out and says, basically, the Cleveland Cavaliers have interest in Hunter, but more specifically, we've seen a tweet that come out and said, the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Atlanta Hawks are discussing a trade that involves Karis LeVert and DeAndre Hunter. Now, there's a lot of people saying a lot of things about this, but I simply, this is just me personally, do not think that is an even trade. The Cleveland Cavs would have to include another asset, maybe a draft pick or another player to get DeAndre Hunter. Now, there's some people on the Atlanta side saying this could be a good idea for a salary dump. Essentially, it saves the Atlanta Hawks $20 million going forward. But who are we saving the $20 million for? Like, it makes sense in principle if there is someone signing up to come to Atlanta next year. But realistically, number one, what free agents are out there on the market for the Atlanta to sign next year? And number two, who would willingly go, I can go here, I can go here, I can go here. Let me choose Atlanta. That market is not as big as people think. And because of that, I think Atlanta should be aggressive and get somebody who will be under contract for the next few years. Now, potential trade pieces that I like, Isaac Okoro. I think he's a good player that the Atlanta Hawks could use. And obviously Jarrett Allen. Now, I don't think they're getting rid of Jarrett Allen, but if there is a situation where they would consider Jarrett Allen or Isaac Okoro on top of Caris LeVert, that could be something there. I'm just saying. So, that is that. Other than that, still finding a trade partner for Bogey. I think he is being entangled in this big Brandon Ingram deal. That's why we haven't really heard anything else about it. Also, I want to say the Atlanta Hawks play the Spurs tonight. Both Clint Capella and Bogey have been sent home, but DeAndre Hunter is still with the team. So if a trade happens for DeAndre Hunter, we will probably see a late scratch for DeAndre Hunter in comparison to Clint Capella and Bogey, who essentially have been told, go home, get off your feet, because you'll probably be traded. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on the post notifications. And if you want to see more videos like this, check this one out right here. And like always, peace.